Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Cleveland Browns. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. Let's go, D.
From the gun, Mariota. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
On 3rd down, Mariota. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
All day, any day. Check.
A 1st down throw for Mariota. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down.
Mike 20.
One.
There we go, Mike 20. Cover it. Mike 20.
Throwing, Mariota. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mariota. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on it, and they pick up a first down.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. So the completion gets him just a yard. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Mike 20, got nothing.
Here's Mariota. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will have the Patriots first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down at the 34. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong foot.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. McCann's kick is good. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to air one out. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A big play that time for Cleveland.
First down, Browns.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Patriots are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football. Because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. On 2nd and 9, Mariota toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Right after the turnover to come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. I used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. At the line, ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Second and 10. Mariota to throw it. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. New England on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be third and forever. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
2 things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd and 2. Flushed out right. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Joejuan Williams. And the Pats are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, Brandon, this ball is intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Push him back. Push him back.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mariota. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back in pass rush. They've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. So that one will be accepted. first carry now for Kareem Hunt. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he's going to have a Browns first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. They'll look to throw now on first down. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Let's go, baby.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip. He's crashing.
Back to throw now on first down. Swings this out for Hunt. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A run for Nick Chubb. And some room to roam now. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 43 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And Kevin Stefanski going to take a chance going for it on 4th.
Kill. And turn it up.
the RPO. He completes it. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big play there for the Patriots. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a handoff out of the gun. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Play action now. Mariota. This is Smith with a grab. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdowns to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off. But a nice game there for a 1st down.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off at the 17. And the return will stop right around the 25. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
The Browns drive about to get started. Got an open man, it's Schwartz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the defense going to use the 1st of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. Finding room to the 20, and all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. On third down, he'll drop to throw. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on third down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
They'll run with Chubb, and he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Throw left side there, Schwartz with it. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw. Escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. They'll drop to throw. And it'll be intercepted. It's J.J. Watt. And the Patriots are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Shift. One.
Throwing, Mariota. He'll find Gabriel Davis. And they'll get him down up past the 15.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17.
Tight dog. One. Mike 20. We got it. Hey, Mike 20.
Now Mariota. And this one's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Mike 20. It's coming this way. Here we go.
To throw, Mariota. And he comes back with one complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Watch the pass. Motion, motion, motion. Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20.
From the gun, Mariota. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. New England on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 17.
There we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in that half. Mike 20. Three. Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. Double dog. That's the way.
Here's Mariota. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Check 43.
Desperation time. Mariota on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last, and he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Off the play fake, he'll look to, under pressure, they got him again. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. In possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Open space inside the 10. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Back to throw here. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Vincent Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
New England with a 1st first down as they begin the drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss. Mariota now to throw on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. So another example of it there. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mariota. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
There we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Watch the run.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. They're in the 4th quarter in Denver. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on, a victory there would be their 3rd of the year. That one looks like he'll throw here. Forced out to his left. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. They'll look to throw here on first down. Flush to his right. He'll find Schwartz complete right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week? Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ballgame. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Mariota. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, tight. Shoot. One. Shoot. Check.
To throw is Mariota. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
One last shot now for Mariota. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Cleveland, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for New England, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.